want to make a little video for you, Derek. This is Joseph Pasquale from New York, an Italian-American who, despite his funny voice, is quite a bright guy. This is Gordon David Rustin from the small village of Lisle, New York, a total Irishman, even though he only speaks American and very little British, speaks no Irish at all. And I am your humble servant, David Alexander Nicholas, of New York originally and now Honolulu, Hawaii. And we are what's known as the Bark Boys, Binghamton Automobile Racing Club. And believe it or not, many years ago we were boys.
We were 50 years, in spite of how we look today.
Hard to believe, but so it goes.
Too many beers?
Joe has only had 2 beers.
Go ahead now.
My Irish mate Derek wishes me to phone or to photograph the prizes. So as I come along, we see the beautiful flowers, and we come up upon the Veuve Clicquot Brut along with the prizes, and you can see how wonderful they are. These will be given away slightly later today, and as you can also see, Veuve Clicquot is part of the winner's pride from here at Goodwood. This, of course, is the entrance to Goodwood Manor. And shortly we'll have Lord March himself out here. We'll be presenting these things. What we'll do is we will look up and we will see that this window will open. When it opens, that means Lord March has opened his castle, and we'll all go in this door, have a little glass of champagne, tour the house, and then leave. Looking over here, we see our hosts. We're going to zoom in. Yes, there they are. Everyone's waving. So we see them all together, standing over by one of the others. Here are the other winners of today. Not all of them are in there. Some of the cars are going. But here we have the Silk Cut Jaguar. As you can see, we're going to come down and take a look at the aerodynamics from the bottom. It's just fantastic how the aerodynamics make this car stick to the ground. The exhaust pipes, huge and ominous. This is the fastest car of the weekend, going up over the hill at better than 45 seconds. This is the Silk Cut Jaguar that ran at Le Mans back in 2002. A beautiful car, and a hell of an example of a race car. And if you take a look at the dichotomy of things, you'll see the Silk Cut Jaguar here. We'll go right over here to the K3 MG, which was also a winner many, many, many years ago. This thing is just a hell of an example of a car. Very quick, very fast as well. It ran very quickly today. And if you don't believe such a thing can be an MG, I'm going to show this to you by removing its little label here and showing you it is an MG. Here we have the unfortunate coincidence where we have 2 delightful people from Ireland. You'll see then unfortunately we have 2 Americans who also happen to be with them. This one being Joseph Pasquale Tirno, who claims Pasquale claims that he's only had 2 beers all day.
It's up to 3 now.
It's up to 3. Gordon David Rustin, who is also Irish, and is related to the mayor of Lisle, New York, or the former mayor of Lisle, New York. And, of course, your intrepid reporter, Mr. Davey himself. I'm right here. You can see that Lord March is probably waving at me. I'm really busy, but Charlie, I'll be there in a minute. I just told Lord March that I'll be there shortly. Thank you so much. That's it. Over and out.
Thank you.
It is. Now the only thing that would be better is if the road that you can see it on the that car from like a minute behind or a minute and a half behind and 1:30. So that's the car. Not that. David's not out there.
I know, you're going to say when you need him.
Yeah, where is it?
And I'd like to thank Ben and his father especially for pushing us hard to get all the '08 cars together, which I think for me was probably actually the highlight in many ways of the whole weekend. It was fantastic. Ben, thank you. And the fastest vintage racer pre-1930 in the wonderful Delage in 64.68 seconds, Alexander Boswell. Alexander Boswell, ladies and gentlemen, well done. And the fastest post-vintage racer from 1930 to 1950, a great Goodwood supporter, J. Mac Halbert in the ERA D-Type R40 in 59.0 seconds, Mac. Were. Matthew, well done. And the fastest winged single-seater, one of my favourite classes, post-1970 in the Williams Cosworth FWO Sun in a staggering 44.58 seconds. Anthony Reid. Anthony's getting a bit good, actually. We're going to have to slow him down a bit, I think. Anthony Reid. And the fastest Grand Touring car, pre-1945, the MG K3, 78.3 seconds. A car, one of my favourite cars for the whole weekend, Peter Green. Peter Green. It's just worth mentioning, it's actually 60 years of Goodwood this year, which is hard to believe. And my grandfather put together actually the very first team of racing MGs at Brooklands in the 30s, so particularly appropriate win. And the fastest GT in sports prototype in the Lola Chevrolet T160 in 53.55 seconds, Tom Walker. Tom, well done. And the fastest modern endurance racer goes to a young man who's had quite a lot of practice up this hill since he was about 12, I think. I'm sure he was driving before he was allowed to anyway. In the Jaguar XJR9, always very entertaining and a stunning time of, a horrific time of 44.19 seconds, Justin Law. Very popular win. Well done, Justin. It's a great drive. I think it was last year, wasn't it? He took the wing mirror of the Jaguar off on the flint wall, which took us all a bit by surprise. And the fastest racing saloon car in the Ford Escort goes to Graham Goody. And we'd like to give a special prize for someone who's consistently entertained us over the past few years at both events, and he was driving the Jaguar Mark I, the one and only Mr. Sideways, Grant Williams. Well done, Grant. Grant Williams. You all remember the revival in the wet. It was one of the great drives of all time. And someone who's been terrifying us for many years, and comes all the way from California via New Zealand. Driving the Toyota Celica Pikes Peak car in 46.16 seconds, the fastest, most ultimate rally car, the one and only Mr. Rod Millen. I'm sure many of you have seen Rod's run on the final stages of the DVD from last year. It's pretty hairy. Cars screaming all the way up. It's great to see how the Forest Rally stage has gone from strength to strength, increasing in popularity every year, and it's been very good for us to see how many more people are going up there to experience what is a real and very exciting stage in its own right. And this year we had more cars than ever before, including a wonderful collection of cars to commemorate the late great and also a very good friend of ours, Colin McRae. Colin, let's have a very moving and a special time for everyone. And I hope you all managed to get up there to see the cars and to witness the spectacular action. Thankfully it wasn't wet this year. Some of the world's greatest rally drivers have told me, I'm not sure this is a compliment or not, that Goodwood is by far the slipperiest stage in the world, especially only when it's wet. It's on chalk, so it's like ice. Also, the Forest Rally stage is not a time competition. We'll nonetheless honour those that we feel have embraced the occasion most fully. And the awards for the spirit of the stage are as follows. And we give it on a daily basis. So for Friday, this is a chap who rolled on the very first special stage on the very first day, like so many seem to do. In the first corner, all over. Anyway, he broke all the windows, which he obviously does on a regular basis. He then drove to Chichester, not somewhere renowned for rally car windows, purchased 2 sets of goggles, and has done every stage since without a back or a front window. So we felt he needed something special. Mr. Mick Wood in the Fiat 124 RR. Great effort. All for a bottle of champagne. And the Saturday award for recreating the spirit of the Colin McRae at the festival, which I think touched us all enormously, and also to Skoda GB for organising the Fabia in the original Colin McRae livery, John Haugland in the Skoda Fabia WRC. John. John, thanks very much. And the Sunday prize for courtesy, enthusiasm, always smiling over all 3 days and forever thanking the volunteer marshals, which always goes down well, always gets you a prize, and thanking them for giving him 3 days of fun. Steve Rockingham. Steve, thanks very much. Now, as you know, we've had some great stars from so many different disciplines of motorsport here over the weekend, and at this point I normally like to welcome onto the stage the champion drivers and riders who have attended this year's event. We've had a brilliant lineup. I'm sure we'd all like to show our appreciation, and we've got many of them with us here tonight. They know who they are, so would all our champion drivers, riders, please join me on the stage. Thank you very much. Talking about people like Eddie Cheever, Martin Donnelly, Tom Sleever, Bobby Allison, Jackie Oliver, Justin Bell, Troy Corser, Mick Doohan, John McGuinness, Michael Rutter, Stan Woods, Brian Redmond, David Hobbs, Stuart Graham, Jim Redmond, Andy Rouse, James Hayden, John Rhodes, Anthony Reid, John Clallan, Derek Bell, Jochen Mass, and all the rest of you. the big man himself is here. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Sterling Moss.
I'd like to take the opportunity of saying what a fantastic meeting. I mean, he obviously has something to do upstairs because no rain. It's been forecast all over the country. It has in London, I know down here, and we're all expecting rain, and yet it kept off. I think it was fantastic. And I'd like to congratulate all of you for coming, and all of you guys behind me and so on, for putting on such a great show. It really is home from home to come here, and I look forward to next year as well. Thank you so much.
Most of these drivers would be nothing without the wind behind them, and I think Sir Sterling would agree with me that he is very much in that category. And it was actually Susie's birthday this weekend, so I think we should say a very special thank you to Susie Moss. Sing happy birthday to Susie. Still hate this. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Susie. Happy birthday to you. It may not be so easy to get them back next year. So we're now going to go into the Goodwood Choice Awards. I'd like to ask Julian Dement, Marketing Director of Dunhill, please to join me on the stage for the first presentation. Julian. This first award goes to a rider who was told on Thursday morning that he couldn't ride at Goodwood for fear of jeopardising his title challenge. Fortunately, and after a small chat, he chose to ignore their advice and thrill the crowd with huge stand-up wheelies and burnout. Troy Corsa.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Lord March and Lady March for inviting us here again. It's my 4th year this year, and it's I definitely want to come back as long as I'm alive, that's for sure. So I'd like to be as old as some of these guys standing up here. And, one day. But thanks again for the crowd, just fantastic. It's really good turnout and great support from all the manufacturers, suppliers, and a great job all the organisers for sure. And yeah, thanks again. I'll see you next year.
Our second Goodwood Choice Award goes to unbelievable dedication to the Forest Rally Stage over 3 days. He did more than 30 runs, he raised tens of thousands of pounds for charity, plus his team had given a ride to one lucky marshal each day as a thank you. Marcus Dodd in the Hyundai Accent. Marcus. And Paul Freeman's here to collect it on behalf, sort of Jensen Button. On the Formula One team, thank you so much. Paul Freeman. Now the next group has travelled all the way from the USA and put on a unique show for us, and for me it was a particularly exciting moment which I've actually been waiting 16 years to fulfil. And what's more, they actually put me in one of these machines and I managed to press my right foot down and a light 3,000 horsepower in front of me. So their enthusiasm has never waned the whole weekend. They've talked to all the fans, answering limitless questions, not to mention this spectacular cackle fest for each day. Ladies and gentlemen, the dragster team from the United States and Tony Thacker. Thank you very much. Perhaps they could all just pop up here for a moment and just take a bow. This is real American racing. When I got out of it yesterday, all they said to me was, hey, I hear you got a good nitro fix now.
Yeah, this is my 5th or 6th Goodwood. Obviously I'm English, but I run the Wally Parks Museum in California. Just can't tell you how great it is to be here, to honour Wally and honour all of these guys who were my heroes as a kid. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Total hero of my life. Won the first Bakersfield Fuel and Gas Championships in 1959. Crispin.
Being over here with the drag team, and I can't believe it. Look at all these people. I mean, you guys have done a heck of a job getting us over here, and we've enjoyed every minute of it, and been treated so well. And I've been doing this for the last 50 years. I can't believe all these people here.
But I would have a go in their dragster. Of course, we all want these jackets, that's what we really want.
Actually, you've got one.
Thanks, man. One way of getting one anyway. The next award is a rather personal one for me. I've always been a great Porsche fan, and I've always dreamt of driving Gulf liveried Porsches ever since I was a very, very small boy. And I've got to know the people in Stuttgart quite well, but there's one person who's made it all possible, and he allows me to drive a works Porsche out of the museum every year, and this year perhaps I drove my favourite one of all, which was the Gulf livery 9083, and I'd like to welcome Klaus Bischoff, please, from the Porsche Museum. Klaus, you here? he's having a German beer, I think. Anyway, well, he was going to come, I think, but maybe Klaus, he'll probably turn up later. Anyway, it was a thrill for me when I eventually found the gears to make my way to the top of the hill. So now we come to some of the big prizes, and first of all we'll have the fastest lady driver, which is a great achievement, considering she'd never driven the car, I don't think, before this weekend. It was only just got ready in time, and driving the Benetton Ford B192 in 55.64 seconds, Lorena McLaughlin. The girls get the whole shebang, there you go. Lorena McLaughlin. Now the fastest time of the weekend is the one that everyone wants to win, and you probably guessed who it is now, and it's the boy who took his wheel mirror off on the wall, Justin Law, the Jaguar XJR, 44.19 seconds. Justin. Well done, it's a great achievement, well done. People are getting perilously close to Nick Heidfeldt's record in the McLaren set a few years ago. Now the next award is a little bit complicated. It is the Dunhill Award for Driver of the Day, but I'm going to ask all these great heroes of mine to come off the stage for a moment, because it requires a little bit of set dressing. So if you guys would mind just coming off the stage, that would be great. And we needed to move your backs, please. We've got a bit of a but has never seen before. I have to say my wife's a little upset about some of the carpets in the house. Otherwise, it's all gone swimmingly well. So ladies and gentlemen, you know who it's going to be. Definitely the driver of the weekend, the rider of the weekend, Dougie Lampkin.
I'm more nervous now than the riding. Now, as many people know, it's been my first visit to Goodwood. It's been amazing from the beginning, really. The opportunity to have a free roll just to surprise people and ride everywhere, including the house, has been fantastic. So,
take a car in next time.
well, you never know what could happen next time. Depends who we're asking. I don't think Lady March will be too pleased about the house, especially when she sees the floor. But I've had a fantastic time. I've ridden over pretty much everything all over the house. Just one man's got away from me and I've not managed to jump over it, but maybe another time. That's unless he's off on the grass now. But no, thank you very much, and hopefully see you all back again next year. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dougie Lampkin, the receiver of the Daniel Award for Rider of the Day. I would also like to thank...
Not going on the grass. I tried for you, that's all I can say.
Yeah. Dead foot. Oh. There we go.
Amazing how slippery this glass is.
Now there are two other recipients, I think, of this award, and they're the people that have supported Dougie all weekend, and we'd like them to come up on the stage as well. You've seen them with him, they've made it all possible. Harry, Ben and Jake. Well done, guys. So normally I worry about surviving the weekend, not surviving the prize giving. And he's coming back for more. So, thanks to all of you for coming. It's been a tremendous year. We've all enjoyed it here enormously, and thanks to everyone at Goodwood, my team, for making it happen. And please come back, please come to the revival, and we very much look forward to seeing you, hopefully in September. Thanks very much, and good night. Thank you. Any marshals out there, please just come in for a drink, and then everybody else, if they'd also like to follow, come and have a drink and some Festival Speak cake. You're very welcome. Thank you. No 8 cars together, which I think for me was probably actually the highlight in many ways of the whole weekend. It's fantastic. Ben, thank you. And the fastest vintage racer pre-19... Done. 1950, the great Goodwood supporter, J. Mac Albert, and the ERA D-Type R4. For many years, and comes all the way from California via New Zealand. I'm sure many of you have seen Rod's run on the stage. Has gone from strength to strength, increasing in popularity every year, and it's been the late great and also a very good friend of ours, Colin McRae. A moving and a special time for everyone. And I hope you'll manage to get up there and nonetheless honour those that we feel have embraced the occasion most. On behalf, sort of Jensen Button. Hey, I hear you got a good nitros fix, man.
Treated so well, and
their dragster. Of course, we all want these jackets. That's what we really want. Who's made it all possible, and he allows me to drive a works Porsche out of his. People are getting perilously close to Nick Heidfeld's. And we needed to...
I'm all nervous now, especially when she sees the floor, but no, thank you very much, and hopefully see you all back again next year.
So, thanks to all of you for coming. It's been a tremendous year. We've all...
Come on!